Hey, you're right, guys. You're right. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. We have begun our tour this morning from this beautifully handcrafted, finished in wood station on the Union Pacific Northwest Line, Palatine, Illinois, a village about 28 miles northwest of Chicago. And we've begun our fine day with an ethically sourced, consciously crafted cup of coffee. So salute. There's yours truly, Jungle Harry. Hello. How are you guys? Welcome back to the channel. There's your little coffee stand there. And that way to the trains. But we are going to see the town. So here we are, beautiful Palatine, Illinois. I've lived here next door to Palatine for the sort of beginning of my high school days. It's about 4 years. I've never actually ventured into the downtown area. So let us reunite with the old Cirrus. There we are. Tell you guys a little bit of a history of here. Fonteney fountain and the source of noble minds. This fountain is dedicated to a lasting sister city's friendship between Fontenay-le-Comte, France, and Palatine, Illinois. So here we go. There's a farmer's market, French farmer's market, Saturdays 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. So guys, you guys want to check out Palatine, Illinois, get some French farmer's food, you come up here, as I believe it has something to do with this sister city friendship, and there she is. It is not flowing yet. I believe the first day of summer is like the 14th, or it might be the 20th of June. So they're going to turn on the city's pools, water systems, fountains, so you'll be able to come in here and drop a penny. So let us drop a penny, even though we do not have any flowing water. Let's search through the bag of goodies here and drop a penny for good luck, or any sort of amount of money. All right, all I found was a quarter, guys. All right, so we're gonna toss this quarter in. There we go, for good luck. Should we go upper tier or upper tier, or tertiary tier, I should say, or should we just drop it down into the bottom pit? All right, let's go. Good luck, huh? Even though the water's not flowing. You guys know when they turn on the water for the fountain?
No idea, actually. Is that your bike?
Yes.
I was looking at your helmet. What kind of helmet is that?
It's actually a, I think it might be one of those, ice snowboarding helmets.
Okay. And then you put reflective things on it.
Yeah, my nieces did that, so it's, you can see the art installation of a 7-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know when they turn it on. I would have thought it'd be on by now, especially since it's June.
Maybe when the pool's open or something, like.
Yeah, that could be.
All right, guys. So let us. All right. So we've thrown in a quarter for good luck there, and there's some signs here for no skateboarding. All right. So now, guys, let's take a quick walk. Let me get situated here. Get my finger out of the camera angle. Okay. There's a lovely little pub there, quite infamous around here, Dirty Nellie's Irish pub. So if you guys are in the mood for some Irish toasties and get a little toasted, you can come up there. But where we're going to go today is out onto the platform, and let's see here. I think there's a train coming up soon, as there are crowds forming. As you guys can see, crowds are forming. Let us take a walk down one of these new neighborhoods, because as you guys can see, as opposed to downtown Arlington Heights, Palatine, I think geographically is a lot larger. And by the way, if you look at the geography of Palatine, you're gonna see that it actually looks like the head of a hatchet. Nonetheless, we're gonna walk down here today and have a look at these row homes. They're probably, inspired by I don't know, I would say, you see those chimneys up there, I would say that would be more of a London thing, because those chimneys kind of remind me of my wonderful decade in the old London town. But the actual architecture, I would say, I mean, a little bit of like your Greenwich Village, your Greenwich Village, New York, something to the effect. I wouldn't say they're Chicago sort of like downtown Chicago row homes, because those were generally flat roofed, and these have the sort of the added sort of like a third story. So here we go, guys. We are at Smith Street and Wilson Street, right in the town square. And so 20 years ago, if you came down here, these didn't exist. This began with, I believe, the election of Mayor Jim Schwanz. And look, somebody dropped a hat. Let us see whose hat that is. That is a Cubs hat. So it is a Cubs. And see somebody's phone and lighter. So I think maybe the hat and the lighter and the phone might belong together. But anyways, guys, here we are in walking along these row homes, and you see what happens is you see the front of these really large bay windows, but they don't protrude like in the Victorian times. They would protrude out into the front, whether it be like a hexagonal protrusion or a square one. See, these don't come out. And as you can see, they have basements, or what they probably call half basements. But guys, they do not have entrances from the front. For years, as sort of like these cities were getting built up, not so much in the suburbs, but in the cities, as the cities were getting built up, so were the levels of the streets, So if you were, living somewhere downtown, say Chicago, and all of a sudden, they raised your street level to like 8 feet higher than you are. So then your first floor has now become essentially a basement, because you'd have to either jack up your house, like hydraulically jack up your house, to meet the new street level. If you were if you were wealthy enough, you could do that. But if you didn't, you just built a set of stairs, and then maybe some kind of an embankment, some kind of a block to make sure. Square D, dedicated to the people of Palatine. So yeah, what you would do is probably build some kind of a retaining wall with a few bricks and mortar, and that way you could have a view out of the window if you have a bay window, and that was it. So then your first floor became a basement. But see, these I can already see from the side street there. These have a back alley, and I'm pretty sure the kitchens are, the architects probably put the kitchens down in the basement, and at the back you probably have a garage. So yeah, let's have a look at this little, let's take a walk around here so we can have a better view of these beautiful, and the train did come. So yeah, let's have a walk, and then you see some more, I would say, some bit more modern condominiums there. So these would be like sort of row townhouses, and yeah, this is all brand new. Like, this did not exist 25 years ago when I lived around here. Let's have a look, see if the water fountain is operational, guys, and get some water in us. Okay. Yeah, it's working. Oh, yes. The great Chicago water. How tasty. All right, so we have a local Legion Memorial here, guys. We're going to walk by it here, too. Okay, and what we'll do is we will probably end our tour of the town square. Of course, train stations, as we've seen, and the beautiful Conscious Cup coffee house there. So guys, make sure you guys definitely check that out. Certainly was a great tasting cup of coffee. Yeah, here's the Palatine Post 690, the American Legion. So guys, donate to your heroes. And yeah, so here we are on Palatine Road. All gave some, but some gave all. That's quote of the day. See, there we go. All right, guys. For some reason, that quote, it reminds me of Winston Churchill's famous quote of some to so few that impacted so many, to something to that effect. For the few that gave so much that impacted so many. So here we go. There's a beautiful little memorial there in Freedom's cause. Sponsored by the First National Bank of Palatine, Illinois. Alright, so yeah, we're going to take a walk across the tracks. And what we're going to do, guys, is end at the most historic structure of Palatine, which is an amazingly built home that still stands today. Palatine Bank and Trust, branch of the Barrington Bank and Trust Company. All right, guys. We don't really have the gray man or the green man, but we will walk across in any case. Here's a lovely little downtown street. So yeah, well, and there are a few structures here that are a bit taller, like that one back there. So kind of resembling downtown Arlington Heights. But Palatine, I think, geographically is a lot larger. And so I think they're just sort of like spread out much more instead of building up. See? Welcome to Palatine. Since 1866, incorporated. Happy returns. Not sure if that is a gambling expression. Many happy returns of the day, dear gambler. Anyways, there we are, another little quaint street with some a few little small shops. Let's actually walk around. Here's some new hot yoga, new level place. So if you guys are into your hot yoga, certainly look into that. All right, so apologies for the technical difficulties, guys. It is equipment failure compared with logistics here. Equipment failure meaning my hand hurts from holding up the bike stem. Well, guys, anyways, we shall push on, and yeah, see, I want to show you one of these buildings here. Italian Gianni's. See, there we go. It's sort of a bit of Art Deco there. A few elements of Art Deco there. Roof and the balconies. All right. Okay. So we're going to get back to Palatine Road. And there's a road named Isla Road, E-L-A, Isla Road, right nearby here, just a little bit further west. And basically, Isla Road is named after the first resident of the incorporated Palatine, whose name was George Isla. But when I looked him up, the only Wikipedia entry for anyone named George Isla was a Wisconsin politician named George Isla, but he was a farmer. And then later politician. So I don't think, born and raised in Wisconsin, so I don't think that's the same George Isla. So if you guys want to do some YouTube, Wikipedia investigation and research, go out there and find out who George Isla was. He was, of course, the first resident of Palatine. And the word, the word Palatine, I sort of started doing some research this morning. Where does this word come from? It just kind of sounds something to do with Italy or something. Palatine. Well, actually, initially I thought it was some sort of a native, name of a tribe, or I thought it had something to do with geography. Chicago Music Center, with geography, or like something. Palette. I started thinking of a palette, which maybe would insinuate something to the effect of like a plateau, or like something flat. But when I actually put the word Palatine to the test, it actually comes from Rome, and from the language was Latin that it came from, and it was Palatinus, and of course translated into English or anglicized. Palatine means an administrative, a senior administrative person of a court, or there are about 6 monarchies since the Roman Empire who have used the title of it. For example, the British monarchy have these people called the County Palatine. So it is like it is sort of like a county, like a governor of a county, or an administrative officer in charge of a county. In Poland, the word vojevoda is sort of a province governor, and when I looked up the word Palatine, there was a linkage to from Palatine to the word vojevoda, because the Polish nobility and the Polish monarchy, they certainly had an equivalent title, but initially in Rome, it generally pertained to an official, a high official in the courts. So something to do with the justice system, because the earliest, I think, written mention of Palatinus was something to the effect of Palatinus Justitius, which was like a senior justice in the Roman courts. Here's a nice little home for sale. Look at that, guys, with a sort of a 3-season outdoor porch, indoor outdoor kind of thing. Why not? Let's buy it today, huh? Nice little yard. Look at it, and it's a sort of a standard Chicago bungalow. All right, guys, we are getting closer. See, we have these lovely little farmhouses with half sort of pitched roofs and then some flat balcony roofs. So these are the sort of houses that were initially built in these areas outside of Chicago, which then eventually became the Chicago suburbs. All right, so here's the St. Paul United Church of Christ. Sunday services, 10 a.m., built in 1924. If you guys feel you need the word of the Lord, you can come up here and pray. And yeah, I mean, Palatine in the early 90s, when I was a kid, I think it was like 1993, something to that effect, was sort of became headline news all across the United States for reasons of there was a local franchise of a Brown's Chicken and Pasta, which is a American fast food kind of chicken and waffle kind of place, chicken and muffin kind of place, and this sort of German American couple, the Elfhelds, they owned this franchise, and I think this was in 1993. A couple of local Palatine High School students broke in there one night with like 7 employees still in the restaurant, and what they did was they decided to rob the place, and in the process of robbing the fast food chicken franchise, what they did was they murdered 7 of the employees, including the 2 owners, the husband Elfheld and the wife Elfheld. And so basically that became headline news. The chase was on. They took loads of forensic evidence, and I remember studying when studying in criminal justice and forensics, we actually reviewed the case, because this was like 1999, 2000, 2001, and actually in 2003, because of so much forensic evidence and new technology being developed, they actually caught the 2 guys. They caught the 2 suspects, and they interrogated the both of them. The first one confessed and kind of snitched on the other, and then the other one, James Degorski, and it was James Degorski and some Spanish guy named Luna. And basically what they did was they kind of snitched on each other, and they both received life sentences without the possibility of parole. And at the time, Illinois had the death penalty, which was struck down because they actually asked for the death penalty, but it was struck down 11-1. So here we are, guys. The George Clayson house, maintained by the Palatine Historical Society. Look at the detail on that, guys. Beautiful home. You got museum hours here, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Sundays. So today we can come and look inside at 1:30, between 1:30 and 4:30 p.m. But I have plans. This house dates from 1873. All right, check that out, guys, and let's go read about the. There's a lovely Marilyn Pedersen park bench here, donated to Marilyn Patterson, whomever she may be. Actually, let's walk onto the grass here so we can read what this is all about. This building was constructed as a residence in 1873 by George Clayson, a nurseryman who served on the Palatine Village Board. It has been jointly owned by the Palatine Park and Library District since 1976 and is the home of the Palatine Historical Society. Its restoration was undertaken as a bicentennial project by the citizens of Palatine Township and Palatine Historical Society. It was placed on the National Register of Historic Places on March 21, 1979. A year before I was born. Open to the public on October 7th, 1979. Clayson House is operated by the Palatine Historical Society and maintained by the Palatine Park District. There we are. So we've got our little historical fix there. Lovely nonetheless. And guys, this is, here we are in June, but Palatine, right here, this main park here where we're walking behind this house, Clayton House, has three main fests. So there's like a street fest, which is very similar to the Taste of Chicago. So you have a number of food vendors. You have a number of food vendors, and oh wow, look, there's like a old water pump and a bath. So yeah, the Street Fest of Palatine is basically loads of food vendors. Just sort of a family and friends kind of atmosphere. Grow along the best. Look at that. Old with it. All right, so here's kind of maybe like an old bathtub or something. Huh. Indeed. Very nice. Well, guys, so come up here at the end of August. So like end of August. They have the main sort of street fest. And then we should walk through the garden a bit. And then you guys can come up here for 4th of July. They have a huge celebration with fireworks on the night of the 3rd of July. And then they have Oktoberfest, which is kind of a newer thing because Palatine is like 79% white, as in Caucasian white. So the residents and there's a prevalent community that's sort of German American, and so they celebrate their German heritage by doing Oktoberfest. Let's see what books we have in store here. Blair, A Journey. Crimson Death, something, The Fifth Wave. Michael Gross. Yeah, we could come up here and read on the old Marilyn Pedersen bench. Guys, so basically Oktoberfest is a newer tradition. It was started in like 2008. And yeah, it celebrates Palatine's German American community with loads of sort of local beers and music and food, and then they do the imported beers for the love of beer. All right, guys, so thank you for tuning in again, and I will sort of walk back maybe another block and then cycle home, which is only about a 10-minute cycle. See, some nice country homes back there too. Well, what we call Edwardian Victorian, but they're more like American country style. All right, guys, so thank you for visiting Palatine. Please visit again. I hope to see you guys here for the Street Fest, 4th of July celebration, and Oktoberfest. So hasta la ciao ciao, bye for now, over and out from the concrete jungle of Chicago.